Summer's calling, and Shackshop.us has you covered. Dive into hot sales on ladies' swimsuits, sleek, stylish, and perfect for pool or beach. Stay connected and on trend with smartwatches that track your every move. Explore the depths with underwater drones, and reach new heights with our flying drones. Adventure starts here. Hurry, these deals won't last. Shop now at shackshop.us and make this season unforgettable. Shackshop.us, where adventure meets style.
Former Senator Kyrsten Sinema acknowledges relationship with married security officer in legal filing. A newly filed court document has ignited political and legal attention after former U.S. Senator Kyrsten Sinema acknowledged having a romantic relationship with a man who at the time served as part of her personal security detail. The admission surfaced in filings connected to a lawsuit brought by the estranged wife of Matthew Ammel, the security officer at the center of the controversy. The case, filed in North Carolina, relies on an unusual legal concept known as alienation of affection, a rarely used civil claim sometimes described informally as a homewrecker lawsuit. Only a handful of states still allow such lawsuits, making the case unusual even before the involvement of a former U.S. senator. Sinema's legal team does not deny that the relationship occurred. Instead, the former lawmaker's attorneys argue the court lacks jurisdiction because the alleged communications and encounters happened outside North Carolina's borders. The filing has sparked public discussion not only about Sinema's personal life, but also about the unusual legal framework behind the case and the broader implications for privacy, politics, and civil law. A relationship revealed through court records. The lawsuit came to public attention after Ammel's estranged spouse alleged that Sinema knowingly interfered with her marriage. According to the complaint, the relationship between Sinema and Ammel allegedly began in May 2024 during a visit to Sonoma County. The two reportedly continued communicating for months afterward through phone calls, emails, and encrypted messaging platforms. Court filings describe their interactions as romantic in nature and detail numerous conversations that took place while the two were in different states. One message referenced in the legal declaration reportedly included an affectionate note sent by Sinema while she was in Scottsdale, with Ammel receiving it while traveling in Kansas. The content of the message described in the filing indicated the closeness of the relationship, with Sinema allegedly expressing that she woke during the night and instinctively reached out, expecting to feel Ammel beside her. The exchange later became part of the legal complaint, a confrontation through messages. At one point, according to the lawsuit, the alleged relationship came to the attention of Ammel's wife. Court documents claim that she confronted Sinema directly through a message sent on the same encrypted platform the pair used to communicate. The filing recounts a message that asked Sinema directly whether she was involved in an affair with Ammel and accused her of interfering in a marriage. While the court filing recounts the exchange, Sinema's legal declaration does not dispute that communications occurred. Instead, her attorneys argue that the claims fail on legal grounds. The legal strategy, jurisdiction. The primary focus of Sinema's motion is not the relationship itself, but where it allegedly occurred. Her attorneys argue that because the communications and meetings took place outside North Carolina, the state's court should not have authority to hear the case. Alienation of affection lawsuits rely heavily on location because they are governed by state law. If the alleged interference occurred elsewhere, attorneys say the claim may not apply. According to the filing, Sinema contends the communications referenced in the complaint occurred exclusively in other states. Because of this, her legal team argues the case should be dismissed before it moves further into litigation. Understanding alienation of affection. The legal theory behind the lawsuit has roots dating back centuries. Alienation of affection claims were once common in American courts, allowing a spouse to sue a third party accused of damaging a marriage. Over time, however, most states eliminated the cause of action, viewing it outdated and difficult to prove. Today, only a small number of states still recognize such lawsuits, including North Carolina, Mississippi, South Dakota, New Mexico, Utah, and Hawaii. Even in those states, the legal threshold is high. A plaintiff must prove three key elements: that a genuine loving marriage existed before the alleged interference, that the marital relationship was damaged or destroyed, that the defendant's actions directly caused that breakdown. Because relationships are complex, demonstrating those elements in court can be extremely difficult. A high-profile defendant. The case has drawn attention largely because of Sinema's political career. Sinema served as Arizona's U.S. Senator from 2019 to 2025. During her time in office, she became known as one of the Senate's most unpredictable political figures. Originally elected as a Democrat, she later declared herself an independent while continuing to caucus with Democrats. Her political moves often drew criticism from both sides of the aisle. Supporters praised her willingness to break with party lines, while critics accused her of undermining key legislative priorities. After leaving the Senate, Sinema shifted her focus toward public speaking, policy advocacy, and emerging technology discussions, including commentary on artificial intelligence and infrastructure development. The security role. Matthew Ammel worked as part of Sinema's protective detail during her time in office. Members of congressional security teams often include a mix of federal law enforcement personnel and private security contractors depending on the circumstances. While public officials frequently interact closely with their security staff due to travel schedules and demanding work environments,
Relationships between public officials and members of their protective teams can raise ethical concerns. However, the legal case currently focuses on the alleged impact on Ammel's marriage rather than workplace ethics. The damages requested. In the lawsuit filed in North Carolina, Ammel's estranged wife is seeking $25,000 in damages. While the amount may appear modest compared to many high-profile civil suits, alienation of affection cases often focus more on establishing responsibility than securing large financial settlements. Historically, however, some such lawsuits have received significantly larger awards depending on the evidence presented. A rare type of court case. Legal experts note that alienation of affection claims rarely involve public figures at the national political level. Most cases occur quietly between private individuals. The involvement of a former senator has therefore amplified interest in the lawsuit. Still, attorneys say the case could ultimately hinge on technical legal questions rather than personal allegations. If the court determines that the relevant offense did not occur in North Carolina, the lawsuit may be dismissed without examining the underlying relationship in detail. Political and public reaction. The revelations have triggered reactions across the political spectrum. Supporters of Sinema argue the lawsuit represents a private matter being turned into public spectacle. Critics say public officials should expect heightened scrutiny regarding relationships that may intersect with their professional roles. Others point out that the lawsuit itself focuses primarily on marital issues rather than political conduct. For many observers, the story illustrates the complicated intersection of personal relationships, public office, and unusual state laws that continue to exist in parts of the United States.